Philosophical question here for you. Let's start with Tom on this. Let's try to do this in 90 seconds or less if you don't need that long. How do you work with people with whom you disagree?
Please don't ask my wife. The legislative process is one in which today's allies may be tomorrow's opponents, and today's opponents are tomorrow's allies. So I learned a long time ago that if we have to respectfully disagree on this issue, we move on, and tomorrow we try and come back and find consensus on the next issue.
Okay, thank you. Linda?
I think when you find yourself in a situation with someone with whom you disagree, the first thing to do is to listen very carefully and listen very attentively to what they are saying. My experience has been that a lot of times when you do listen carefully, you will find the common ground that you might have jumped to the conclusion that didn't exist. So I think it's important to be civil in those conversations, and I think it's important to respect the individual with whom you're having a conversation and to listen carefully. I think the thing you don't want to do is be combative and contentious and close off a conversation before you have an opportunity to see it full circle and perhaps reach some kind of mutual agreement.
Okay, Tony?
I come from a profession rather that is characterized by differences of opinion. In fact, one wag once defined a professor as one who thinks otherwise. So whatever the issue is, I've always heard the alternative perspective from one of my colleagues. And one of the things that I've learned to embrace is disagreement and people who have different opinions, to try to find that middle ground. I think that's the way that the government in our country is set up. It's all based on compromise. It's all based on me trying to get part of what I want and you getting part of what you want. Neither one of us is totally happy, but neither one of us is totally unhappy. I think when that system breaks down is when we've had some of our greatest national crises, when we fail to compromise, when we fail to get together and try to seek that common ground. I find it energizing, to be quite honest. I find it frustrating at times. I find, sometimes I want to say to my colleagues, how on earth can you possibly think that? But it's the way the system is set up, that everybody has a voice, and that's a good system, the best system we've been able to come up with so far.
Thank you. That went just a little bit quicker